Hello, and welcome to our group presentation. My name is Christine Comstock Fox, and today we're going to be looking at fostering school culture through principled innovations. So, today we're exploring how school leaders can create cultures rooted in high expectations, inclusivity, and ethical decision making. We'll be connecting our analysis to the principal innovation moral domain, which emphasizes the irreducible dignity of all people and values-based leadership. We'll highlight two powerful strategies supported by real school examples and demonstrate how cultural humility and responsible technology use work together to transform student outcomes. So, our first strategy is cultural humility. The PI moral domain calls us to honor the dignity of every person and recognize that community values should guide our decisions. Dr. Juliana Mosley's TEDx talk on cultural humility takes this further, moving beyond cultural competency, which is learning about other cultures, to a continuous process that requires real strength and vulnerability. This isn't about being less than. It's about having a courage to acknowledge what we don't know and position ourselves as learners alongside our students and our families. This is Dr. Juliana Mosley's framework. So we have to embrace a lifelong learning. It's to challenge power imbalances, and it's to support advocacy and a partnership. See, these are the foundations of all inclusive practices in schools because it shifts our power dynamic from expert fixing problems to then our partners building solutions together. And when students trust teachers, teachers get more done in the classroom. Thank you.
Hi, this is Dorothy Winder. I am going to talk to you about cultural humility. And cultural humility and principles of innovation is a continuous practice of self-reflection, open-mindedness, and a commitment to learning from others, diverse experiences rather than aiming for cultural competence. So our example is a multilingual K-12 school. The context is that there's 74% students of color, 16% international students, and there is a declining literacy comprehension within the school. When we incorporate high standards and empathy, we ask questions. Teachers ask families, what literacy practices do you value? Examine systematic barriers, scheduling, collaboration time, resources. So we want to examine and recognize our own biases, understand power dynamics, actively creating inclusive environments where all team members feel valued and respected. One experience is when we have this sort of context in a school, we invite or challenge all teachers, not just language teachers, to incorporate learning and use and consider their multilingual as an asset within the school, and how we can utilize that and build confidence with them within the school. So it's always an ongoing process, self-critiquing, collaborating as a team. And like I said before, we want to honor multilingualism as an asset and not a deficit. Inclusive practice, cross-departmental literacy collaboration. Every teacher is a literacy teacher. So I mentioned this a little bit earlier, having teams get together and incorporate these literacy skills specific to our English language learners, and how we can teach to them, use their skills, and make them feel that they're a part of things, and include them and have them feel that they are just as important as all the other students in our classrooms. So this is just a brief overview of cultural humility with in the context of principled innovation.
Our second strategy connects equitable decision making with responsible technology use, both grounded in the PI and moral domain. The ERS framework challenges us to see that school schedules aren't neutral, they're equity levers. In this urban high school example, leaders used data to discover that their interventions required students to choose between getting help or taking electives that they actually wanted or they loved. Through equitable decision making, consulting with the marginalized students and the families throughout the process, they redesigned the entire master schedule to embed high dosage tutoring during the school days and created interdisciplinary ninth grade teams. They maintained rigorous standards while removing barriers. Then they added responsible technology use through blended learning, in-person time for complex teaching with teacher scaffolding and adaptive digital platforms for personalized practice. Critically, technology supplemented rather than replaced the human connection and was vetted for cultural responsiveness and helped protect student data privacy. In person, I see this on a regular basis in my current school teaching, where we have technology acting as a support and not as a hindrance for students.
So what does this mean for us as educational leaders? Both strategies, cultural humility and equitable systems, redesign and require us to constantly ask ourselves these critical questions. Are we truly positioning ourselves as learners, or do we assume we know what our diverse communities need? Do our structures from master schedules to technology choices enable opportunity for students furthest from justice, or do they reinforce existing inequities? Are we using emerging technologies in ways that expand access while honoring human dignity? Dr. Mosley's vision that equity becomes the norm and humanity is our most important identity perfectly captures the principled innovation moral domain. When we integrate cultural humility with strategic redesign and responsible innovation, we create learning environments where every student, regardless of race, language, or background, can access rigorous, joyful, identity-affirming education. This is values-based leadership in action, and it requires both individual commitment and collective transformation. Thank you.